Golden State Warriors. The major news here tonight, the blockbuster trade announced earlier today. The unhappy Chris Webber, last year's Rookie of the Year, sent to the Washington Bullets for Tom Gugliotta plus 3 future first-round draft picks. As Patrick Ewing goes to the running hook, Charles Oakley is pushed by David Wood. Marv Albert with John Andres for this finale of the 4-game road trip for the Knicks. So Chris Webber, who certainly had his differences with Coach Don Nelson, will rejoin his college teammate Juwan Howard as a member of the Bullets. Charles Smith gets inside, and the Knicks take a 2-0 lead. And Don Nelson, when he came out of the court just prior to the introduction of the starting lineups, John, receiving a standing ovation, a very strong vote of confidence from the crowd here in Oakland.
Quite a spontaneous response to Don Nelson, I must say. And he loved it because he himself portrayed himself as the bad guy publicly, nationally, as he did in the press conference before the game today. And he was rewarded by the fans for their opinion on the situation.
Don Nelson's Golden State Warriors with a record of 5-1, leading the Pacific Division. Latrell Sprewell fouled by John Starks. This is the scene right before the introduction of the lineups. And you get the idea that Don was pleased by that reaction because on the local talk shows, on television sports programs here in the Bay Area, the Chris Webber, Don Nelson clash, as Hardaway's call for the foul did not like the call, has been the major topic of conversation.
Well, he's the 6th winningest coach of all time in the NBA and the Rookie of the Year last year. 1 year in the NBA said, I don't want to play for that man. So I think the adults in the world said, wait a minute, this balance doesn't sound right here. And Nelson has his supporters clearly, but Webber's happy, and you know Washington's happy. Boy, that makes the Washington Bullets quite interesting.
Well, Derek Harper able to hit right at the start. He was 0 for 3 scoreless last night against the Lakers. Ronnie Cycli fouled by Patrick Ewing. Ronnie Cycli over the years has done well against Patrick Ewing.
Cycli, very tricky, quick moves, knows Patrick well, going back to the Big East days, and he's enjoyed good moments as Ewing has against him. It's a good matchup.
Here's Cycli, lost it. Starks off the strip.
Harper looking to set up people. Easily could have taken the shot, but he didn't want to rush it.
Traveling violation. The officials are Ed Middleton, Jack Neese, and Jim Kinsey. Talking earlier with Pat Riley, he's made the point that the Knicks must show great defensive patience and pride against a club like Golden State. Always difficult because of their hybrid status. They look for the mismatch. Cycli on the drive was fouled. He was pushed. And the foul again is called on Ewing. That is his second.
Both teams striking inside. Nelson getting Cycli the ball each time to have him drive to the basket and get Patrick in foul trouble, which has happened.
Where Golden State also excels. Ewing switches off to Chris. Gatling went right at him. Gatling with the driving hook. Ewing stayed away, did not want to pick up his third. Off the steal, Sprewell turns Oakley around and lost control. Here's Sprewell. You recall last year at the Garden, a steal. Sprewell was just looking to keep it alive. Last year, Sprewell had 41 points against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Well, Patrick Ewing will sit down after picking up his second. Last February in New York, 14 of 21, 10 of 12, 41 points, most points scored by an opponent against the Knicks last season. Cycli went at Mason, who came on for Ewing. The pass from David Wood intercepted by Charles Oakley.
Interesting how Golden State is going to their big man right away, it seems, every time. And it's succeeded because Patrick Ewing now is on the bench.
Tim Hardaway. And Oakley able to recapture. The Knicks last night with a wipeout over the LA Lakers at the Forum, 110-89, and that score does not indicate the extent of the severity of how badly the Knicks beat the Lakers. Oakley gives the Knicks a 6-4 lead. Pat Riley certainly feeling better about things. He felt the Knicks lacked intensity, did not play hard in the two previous games on the road against San Antonio and Utah. Cycling with the spin.
Well, I can remember in Miami, Marv, Cycling not happy about the amount of times the ball would come into him. I think he's gotten the ball more here in the opening minutes of this game as Charles Smith hits that side jump shot than he did in many halves last year with Miami.
8-4, the Knicks on top. 3.5 gone by. Sprewell with a wild shot. Sprewell on the follow. And the Knicks lead is now 2. Golden State in their last game here at home Tuesday night, beaten by the Minnesota Timberwolves 114-112. Starks, air ball handled by Gatling, and Starks, the one-time Golden State Warrior, hears it from the crowd. Tim Hardaway outspoken about the Knicks defense, quoted widely in the local paper. Smith beats Wood, and the Knicks now lead by 2. Hardaway say, hey, the Knicks are not that good defensively, and we'll hear a reaction from that later on from Jared Harper. I don't know why a guy would lash out like that. That's bullet board material.
Well, he's proving it right now. He had the jump shot. Now he took the ball right at Derek, and we warmed up Derek, as you mentioned, Marv. He knows what's coming.
And a foul called on Smith, sending Wood to the floor.
Anybody who has followed Hardaway's career knows, and particularly based on the start they've had this season, there's a rare sight. Pat Riley with a smile.
It was a grimace
on a call that went against his team, but knows that Hardaway can back up his talk.
Game tied at 10. Sprewell, played by Starks, goes right by it. What a move.
That is a rare sight when a guy looks you in the face and goes straight by you. I mean, there was no deception. It was just speed.
Offer for 3. Gatling off the ball. Hardaway for 3. Hardaway, 3. Well, yes, he is backing up his statements. But still always dangerous to provide that kind of ammunition. 15-10, the Warriors on top. Nice pass from Smith. Starks, cycling rebounds. Hardaway to the crossover. Pulled it back and lost it. An 11-2 run. The last 2 minutes by the Warriors. Golden State calls for time.
Featured tonight at the Great Western Bank, Warriors High School Sports Option.
Kraft, Sabatini, Novotna, Pierce, Martinez. The Virginia Slims Championship, right here on MSG.
Thousands of holiday shoppers shop the Carrot Shop every November. And if you can think Christmas now, you'll save 50% plus 10%.
All right, Bob, the Warriors with a 15-10 lead on the Knicks. Patrick Ewing already on the bench after picking up 2 early fouls. Oakley, good effort by Charles Oakley. Took a shot on the left side of the head. Ed Middleton with the call against Ronnie Cycling.
A lot of people were competing for that ball, including Charles Smith. But all of a sudden, a missile came out of space, and it was Charles Oakley who owned that basketball.
Charles Oakley providing a spark off the boards last night, getting his head under the rim, as Pat Riley likes to express it. You mentioned earlier Tim Hardaway with some strong words in the newspapers today locally, saying that he is unimpressed. The Knicks defense is overrated. He said, I like playing them. I like it because they think they've got such a great defense, but they don't. if they had a great defense, they'd have stopped Houston in last year's 7-game NBA final. And other words along those lines. Here's Wood for three. David Wood in the starting lineup tonight. He's a guy who's made the rounds. This is 5th different NBA team in 5 years. Starks on the penetration. And he drew the foul.
I must say, Marv, it's kind of refreshing to see what Hardaway did. I mean, it's dumb in many ways. It's something you don't do. The risk is that it's going to incite the other team.
But it's foolish, too. What's the point of it? We know the Knicks are a good defensive team. Of course, their style of play leads to, some of the stats that they show. But why would you do that?
He wasn't even in the league last year. He was out the whole season.
True.
So what does he know in effect? But it's laughs, I think it is. I think it's funny, and it also puts him in a precarious position, and it makes it interesting. It's like Muhammad Ali used to do.
Absolutely.
I'm the greatest, and he's come out so far, and he's playing great so far.
Yes, he has not been impressed with the Knicks defense to this point. Sprewell gets inside.
One of the great NBA talents, Latrell Sprewell, was switched from Hardaway to Sprewell now.
Good position by Charles Smith. And the Warriors lead by 1.
Charles Smith.
Sprewell for 3. This club loves to shoot from downtown.
They're averaging 23 three-point attempts per game this season.
Cycling called for a travel. Good pressure defense by the Knicks. A timeout is called. Nope. Looked like Don Nelson was coming out to call a timeout. But a substitution. David Wood sitting down, and the hand is for the good-looking rookie Carlos Rogers, playing only his 3rd NBA game, and he has played well. He was a holdout who was bothered by a sprained ankle. 6'11" out of Tennessee State, Carlos Rogers, and a travel is called.
Good ball movement by the Knicks. They got into that a little bit last night with the Lakers, and it got them many open shots.
Cycling, fouled by Mason. So Pat Riley going with the mismatch. He feels at times it will be to his advantage because of the strength of Anthony Mason, who's matched with the 6'11" Ronnie Cycling.
Mason's versatility is such, as we've seen time and again, that he can do it. I just can't believe how often they are going to Cycling. It's really the first time in, I think, since Nelson's been here at Golden State that he's had a scoring center, which is why they traded Billy Owens. They're dying for someone they can go to in the middle, and they are almost overreacting. They're pouring the ball into Cycling.
Foul committed by Harper, putting Hardaway at the line. Tim Hardaway sat out all last season because of the torn interior cruciate ligament in his left knee. Had to miss the World Championships in Toronto. He had been named as a member of Green Team 2, the NBA Player of the Week last week. He averaged better than 25 points per game. Warriors have a 2-point lead. 4:20 to go in this first quarter. And that is turnover number 6 committed by the Knicks. Sprewell and Hardaway in the backcourt. The rookie Rogers up front with Gatling and Cycling.
Isolation play. Tough job for Starks now. Who's going to help him?
Smith came over, but Sprewell able to take advantage again. Latrell Sprewell goes 6'5", 190 pounds, very rangy, and has the size on John Starks. Sprewell also an excellent defensive player.
Second team All-NBA defensive player last year in his 2nd season. I'll tell you, Marv, if you gave a test to a lot of fans, they wouldn't know that Latrell Sprewell was first team All-NBA last year. First team.
Crowd looking for a foul, not called. John Starks affected by the start of Latrell Sprewell, trying too hard to get things going. And Hubert Davis will be checking in a moment. Hubert with a breakout game last night against the Lakers. Oh, Oakley pounding the ball away from Ed Middleton, getting a reaction from the crowd. And here is Hubert Davis for John Starks. 27 points, 10 of 14 from the field for Hubert. Hit 5 from downtown. And right here we'll check in with Bob Page back in New York.
It's over at the Garden. Gabriella Sabatini serving for the match against Julie Allard and puts the 24-year-old Frenchwoman away with a service winner. The Sabatini advances to the semifinals to play the winner of tomorrow's match between Kimiko Date and Conchita Martinez. Back to you, Marv.
New York calls time.
Thank you, Bob. Carlos Rogers called for that foul. And with the Warriors up by 4, timeout taken. At the free throw line. So the Golden State lead is now 20-18. Sprewell now guarded by Hubert Davis, which is not a favorable matchup for the Knicks. Nice pick and roll, and Gatling is able to lay it home off the pass thrown by Hardaway.
Hardaway always a tough passer as well, among the league leaders right now. It's not just scoring with him.
Warriors by 4. Hopper, yes. And Derek Hopper off to a nice start. He has 6 points.
He's a lot taller than his adversary, Tim Hardaway, so he can take advantage with that jump shot.
Knicks down by 2. Sprewell got the step. Pretty pass, and Chris Gatling has been able to take advantage of some nice passing by his teammates.
Just a great play by Sprewell. Although he was headed to the hoop himself, he kept his eye on his teammate.
Davis off the fake. Gatling with the rebound. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Rogers getting position. Carlos Rogers the other night against Minnesota in the loss to the Timberwolves had 21 points, 8 rebounds, couple of blocks, fouled out. Very impressive showing in his second NBA contest. Smith rejected by Gatling. Smith, Oakley, Charles Oakley on the follow. The Knicks have won the last 3 straight against the Warriors here in Oakland. And overall, they've won 4 out of 6 against Golden State. Hardaway, this fires one up. And a foul is called. Victor Alexander, who checked in moments ago, called for the foul. Ricky Pierce, who was a question mark for tonight's game because of a stomach virus. He missed the game the other night against the Timberwolves. Replaces that man, Latrell Sprewell. Sprewell with 10 points.
Pierce is right on his game. In fact, he's the 14th leading scorer in the NBA right now at 22 a game. Sprewell is number 8 at 26 a game, and Hardaway is number 9 at 24 a game. What a combination those 3 are.
And this is a Golden State Warrior team playing once again without Chris Mullin, who the past few years has been hard hit by injury. He's out with an injured left knee. Chris missed the first 20 games last year after missing the final 36 the year before because of torn ligaments in his right hand. Tim Hardaway hears it from the crowd, replaced by the 5'7" Keith Jennings.
One of the members of the PR department here, Julie Marvel, was telling me before the game, Marv, that Mullin, who should be back in mid-December, that's the projection, was shooting in practice the other day. She was counting 91 out of 100 foul shots makes. Excuse me, I'm wrong about 99 out of 100. Keith Jennings shows the Knicks he can follow Hardaway rather well. 99 out of 100 foul shots, 91 out of 100 three-point shots. Chris
is 91 out of 100 three-pointers.
91 out of 100.
Anthony Mason brings the Knicks within 3. 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
I'm sure that doesn't surprise his friends at St. John's and Zavarian High School. But Chris is dying to get back.
3, 4, straight arm.
Straight arm says Ed Middleton. That's the definition of the foul on Oakley. So Oakley called for his first, and Chris Gatling, who had an 0 for 8 at the line the other night against Minnesota, will shoot a pair. Oh.
You've got to get back to, well, there you see the worst foul shooting performances. Wilt Chamberlain actually right up there.
John Wilt is the only player to ever attempt more without making one. 0 for 10 on a 1960 game and 0 for 9 in 67, and the crowd enjoyed Chris Gatling finally hitting a foul shot.
There's a remarkable statistic, Golden State statistic, that goes back to 1980. The last time that kind of shooting took place for Golden State was none other than Bernard King, 0 for 5.
Oh, yes, and it counts. Charles Smith hanging in, and the Knicks are doing a good job off the board. Second and third opportunities. And the foul on Alexander.
Well, the big play there is Oakley keeping that ball alive for the Knicks. That enabled Charles Smith to come sweeping through and finish, and then Charles loses his balance.
And a good start for Charles Smith, who did not get much playing time last night. Started the game, played only 12 minutes.
At 4 fouls, he had the foul problem again. That limited him.
Mason again. Anthony Mason with a second opportunity. And the Knicks have come from behind to tie the Warriors at 29. We're down to 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Rogers will have to pop it for 3. After 1 at the Oakland Coliseum. The Knicks 29, the Warriors 29. The Knicks and the Warriors are tied at 29. The big story here in the Bay Area, the trade announced earlier tonight. The unhappy Chris Webber, last year's Rookie of the Year, sent to the Washington Bullets for Tom Gugliotta and 3 future first-round draft picks. Webber and Don Nelson had a number of clashes last year, leading to Webber's unhappiness in today's trade. Here's Nelson's point of view.
I thought I was pretty soft, really, for a rookie player. You know, we had a couple of incidents early in the season, and he told me that you know, he would prefer that I not handle him that way, and I backed off. And whatever the reasons are, I don't know all of them, but I thought I was fairly soft with him. I did try to love him. I did try to understand him the best that I could, and it was just difficult for him, I think, for whatever happened, which I didn't even think were serious situations.
Marv, as you know, we attended that press conference earlier today, and Don Nelson did nothing but praise Webber.
Beautiful move by Carlos Rogers, but could not put it down. Second quarter just underway, and the game is tied at 29. Patrick Ewing playing with the 2 fouls, back on the floor, and forced that over Alexander.
A very low percentage shot by Patrick, who's trying to get the touchback now after having sat out with the early 2 fouls.
And Latrell Sprewell trying to put the move on Anthony Mason. And a foul called on Mason, who can't believe it.
Well, a little right push there perhaps did it. Anthony is so strong, he can touch someone who's in motion and send them flying with very little visible effect.
Charles Oakley sitting down, replaced by John Starks. Mason called for his second, and the Knicks are going with a 3-guard alignment. Victor Alexander played up high by Patrick Ewing. The backdoor pass diagnosed and intercepted by Greg Anthony. Incidentally, Tom Gugliotta will report to the team tomorrow and will be in action against Utah here on Saturday night. Here's Davis. Alexander off the boards. Victor Alexander, 6'10", 265 pounds, out of Iowa State. And did not expect that pass from Sprewell, able to recover.
Ricky Pierce trying to post up John Starks. There's a battle there.
Here's Alexander, who can shoot from the outside. The downside on Victor Alexander is that he'll do it certain nights, but not consistently. Starks tries the three.
No one in rebounding position for John.
Rogers lost the grip. Warriors by 2. Anthony, yes, and it counts. A floater by Greg Anthony, and he was hit on the arm.
There were 5 Golden State Warriors and Greg Anthony. Here you get another look at it now. Quite a decision by Greg. Right on target. Good thing he made it.
Ricky Pierce called for the foul. A hand for Carlos Rogers. As he sits down, Chris Gatling is back. 3-point play for Greg Anthony, and the Knicks lead 32-31. First of 2 meetings this season between the Knicks and the Warriors. They'll meet at the Garden in late January. Last year they split the 2 games off the leg of Anthony, a leg block, so a new 24 for Golden State.
Jennings is 5'7", as Pat Riley indicates. A little more pressure on the ball. That's what he wants.
Alexander tempted to shoot. That's his second from outside.
And Patrick Ewing is very conservative. He doesn't want that third, but he can put the hand up and distract the man a bit.
Knicks down by 1. Ewing getting the double team. Nice response, got it to Davis. And for Hubert Davis, his first field goal. So the Knicks take a 34-33 lead. Now Sprewell looking to post up on Starks. Goes to the spin. Starks played him well. 3 guards on the floor for the Knicks. Starks with Davis and Anthony. Pretty pass, and Mason able to convert.
Boy, with all the motion going on, to throw a perfect pass like that, that's terrific play by Hubert Davis.
Knicks 36, Warriors 33. Jennings off the dribble. Jennings gets it to the loose ball. Three-pointer for Ricky Pierce.
That's got to make Pat Riley crazy to see all of his people there below the foul line and have 5'7" Jennings get that rebound, which turned into 3 points.
And the game tied at 36. Anthony for 3. Well, Greg Anthony off to a good start. 6 points for Anthony, and the Knicks now lead by 3. Alexander with the lead. Sprewell beating Starks. So Latrell Sprewell has 12 points. And a timeout called by the Knicks. A shade over 4 gone by in the second. Knicks by 1. Ewing now operating against Cycling. And Patrick Ewing is 0 for 4. John Starks 0 for 4. Jennings using the pick. Shot clock at 7. And that's an offensive foul. John Starks added a bit to it, but no question about the call against Victor Alexander.
6'10" Alexander turned as he set that pick, and the defensive man was drawn into that contact. You got to stay still when you set a pick. Meanwhile, Marv, for Starks and Ewing shooting being as poor as it is at this moment, the Knicks are showing terrific balance. They're not living off the 2 leading scorers of the Knicks.
Mason. So Ronnie Cycling now operating at center. Victor Alexander and Latrell Sprewell on the floor with Keith Jennings and Ricky Pierce. Alexander.
Boy, that was some spectacular change of direction dribble by Jennings to get free.
Ewing. And Alexander with the box out. Jennings leading Cycling. Anthony broke it up. Warriors trailing 39-38. And Golden State with 20 on the shot clock. 2-shot foul before the ball was thrown in. A hold is called.
Number 44.
Foul committed by Hubert Davis. We were talking a moment ago about the three-point shooting. Even the world's tallest long-range shooter, a fellow by the name of Manute Bol, goes 7-7. Got into it the other night. He hit 3 from downtown. That was number 1, and the crowd loves it. All right, here is number 2, given the shot by the Timberwolves. And number 3, take it again, Manute. And he line drives it home. Manute Bol with 9 points, all coming from beyond the three-point arc. Ricky Pierce on the line, and Pierce hits on both free throws. So the Warriors now lead 40-39.
Well, the 88-89 season, Bol was part of this franchise, and Don Nelson brought him back. He understands his particular talents.
Hubert Davis. So Davis able to connect. That was a 2-point shot. Knicks lead by 1. Pierce gets inside, and the Warriors grab the lead back. Manute Bol encouraged by Don Nelson to take the 3-point shot. That sentiment did not hold true when he moved on to Philadelphia and Miami, though. I asked Pat Riley, what's your reaction when Manute goes out there and takes threes? He said, we'd love to see it.
He doesn't like to see his team taking open jump shots, though, with no one in rebounding position. And that's what's been happening the last couple of minutes.
Anthony, nice setup for Ewing. And Patrick Ewing with his first field goal. Greg Anthony, who played well last night against the Lakers, has put together another strong performance here tonight in the second quarter.
Another isolation now with Sprewell. Finally, some help comes over.
Cycling left free for a moment. Cycling with a very awkward backing move.
Wherever he wanted to go, Mason was there first.
So the Knicks back to the offense. They lead by 1 as we come up on 5 minutes to go in the first half. Starks for 3. John Starks having his problems here in the first half. He is 0 for 5. Sprewell for 3. 15 points for Latrell Sprewell.
Very interesting young man. He's a star in this league, but he's very unimpressed visibly with his own skills. He's so low-key.
Golden State by 2. Starks. Ewing gets the new 24. Anthony for 3. But a 3-second violation call on the Knicks.
Patrick Ewing had set up down low. He wanted that ball, and he was there a little bit too long.
A 3-second violation followed by
A delayed game also called on the Knicks, not allowing the Warriors to inbound. Substitutions, Derek Hopper returns, as does his good friend Tim Hardaway. So they'll continue to go at each other. Knicks 1 of 7 out downtown. Warriors 3 of 8.
Also returning from the
4:20 remaining. First half. Marv Albert, John Andres from the Oakland Coliseum. Nice lead by Sprewell. Hardaway indicating it was his fault. Could not hold on. Don Nelson, who had a busy day, beginning with the press conference at 5 o'clock, the announcement of the Chris Webber, Tom Gugliotta trade. Charles Smith, yes.
Number 54, Charles Smith.
So the game is tied at 45. The Knicks are shooting at 43%, and Golden State right around 50. Knicks have had more shot opportunity. Cycling with a beautiful spin.
That must be the 15th time he's gotten the ball in the first half.
Only his first field goal. Golden State leads by 2. Davis played by the veteran Pierce. Hubert Davis off the dribble.
Well, a scouting report you know said that Hubert Davis can shoot that 3 as he did last night. But Hubert's surprising people with his drives to the hoop.
Game is tied at 47, and Davis called for the foul. He held Pierce.
Number 44, Hubert Davis.
Once again, the Warriors trying to isolate, set things up off mismatches. That's their game plan, as they look for those mismatches, and that's what the Knicks coaching staff been talking about all day with Knicks players, to be very patient defensively.
That's what Don Nelson is so good at, exploiting advantages where they exist.
Cycling.
They're getting the ball to Cycling. Ewing's in foul trouble, and Patrick is playing conservatively on defense.
So the Warriors lead by 2. Illegal defense call for the first time tonight.
Illegal defense violation. The first is a warning.
The Knicks will get the new 24. Knicks now have a front line of Smith, Oakley, and Ewing, Hopper, and Davis in the backcourt. Ewing trying to double team, got it back out. Here's Smith. Cycling got a piece of it. And Ewing fouled by Hardaway. Golden State calls for time. When we come back, Patrick Ewing will go to the line. Warriors by 2.
When you've tried the rest, try the best. Minolta Pocket Binoculars. Great lookers that are great looking. At Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Thousands of holiday shoppers shop the Carrot Shop every November. And if you can think Christmas now, you'll save 50% plus 10% more.
The savings are phenomenal.
Definitely.
Better diamond for a better price.
We're financing it for 12 months, interest free.
The Carrot Shop's got it.
Ooh, the Carrot Shop's got it. Diamonds and gold.
You're looking at one of Long Island's most recognizable landmarks. A landmark that personifies excellence. One that's looked up to not only by our loyal customers, but by our competition. The landmark. Raleigh Motors, the metropolitan area's premier luxury car dealership on Northern Boulevard in Rosslyn. Authorized Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Rolls-Royce dealer. Raleigh Motors, where it costs no more to go first class.
Get the savings you expect. Switch to AT&T. With True USA savings, spend $25 a month. We'll subtract 20% off your AT&T bill. Guaranteed.
I really am looking for simplicity and savings.
AT&T is simple. You pick up the phone, you call who you want to, and you get your savings.
Call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20% with True USA savings. Switch today. It's free.
This is a plan that would bring me back to AT&T.
Your true voice.
The Knicks have not gotten the best of John Starks or Patrick Ewing. Patrick with foul troubles in the first half. Starks not hitting at all. Patrick being forced to play tough defense against Cycling, who's continuing to go at him. Patrick at the foul line now himself. Cycling and Ewing, double figures in points and rebounds in the last 5 seasons. Only 5 people with those impressive statistics, and those two are going at each other this evening pretty hard. Karl Malone, Elijah Wan, Charles Barkley, David Robinson. That's the elite of the NBA.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. And the game is tied at 49. Good first half here at the Oakland Coliseum with a capacity crowd on hand. Sprewell goes one-on-one and is stopped by Charles Smith. Traveling violation.
Well, if you're a Knicks coach, you're a little nervous when you see that clear out with Sprewell, and Charles Smith did a great job. Calm down, coaching staff. Charles Smith looks like he can handle Sprewell.
Charles with about 4 inches, 5 inches on Latrell. They double up on Oakley. Ewing to the fadeaway. Smith on the rebound. And a travel. He ran into his own man. Charles Oakley was trying to get out of the way. For the Knicks, this the finale of the 4-game Western swing. Saturday night, back home for the Atlanta Hawks. Monday night, a home game against the San Antonio Spurs. While the Warriors home for Utah on Saturday. Sprewell with 17 points. He is the high man. And Golden State is up 51-49.
A rare shot these days. A true running one-handed execution.
Davis. Nice improved by Hubert, able to elude both Sprewell and Hardaway. Ricky Pierce faked the shot from 3, hits the 2.
What a pleasure to watch him shoot a basketball. And he's got all the moves in the world. He's not particularly big at 6'5". He's certainly not fast. But he's got the whole act at the offensive end.
And Ricky Pierce supplying instant offense. 7 points for Pierce. Harper. So Derek Harper cuts it to a 2-point Golden State lead with 1:15 remaining in the half.
Terrifically done. Quick execution by the Knicks.
Sprewell being guarded by Charles Smith. Pat Riley staying with that matchup. Cycle, he lost it. Hardaway on the recovery. The play by Ewing that took control. Gatling took it away. And the Warriors up by 4, and the crowd applauding the Golden State effort. Chris Gatling out of Elizabeth City, New Jersey, with a good hustle play. He now has 9 points along with 6 rebounds. Ewing. The shot selection of Patrick Ewing the last couple of games has been way off base.
Cycli made a good play as Ewing lined it up. Cycli, who's seen Patrick go to the jumper enough, came right at him, put the hand up, and that distracted Patrick. Good defense by Cycli.
Ewing sitting down. Now he's 1 for 7 from the field. Only 4 points. Harper and Cycli rebound. Down to 25 seconds remaining in this first half. Looks like Chris Gatling is hurt.
Warriors take a 20-second
and a 20-second timeout is called by Golden State.
Well, we saw Gatling make a big play moments ago. The other end of the court, he got creamed here in the collision with Charles Smith. But moments before, there's another look at it now. Oh, that elbow of Charles Smith really got him. Moments before, you saw Gatling score a hoop and run down the court, and the fans really reacted well to him. Last year, he was given the 5th annual Jack McMahon Award. Actually, it was this season for being recognized as the team's most inspirational player during last season. Jack McMahon, a Brooklyn guy, NBA star with the St. Louis Hawks, a coach in the NBA, passed away a couple of years ago. Dearly remembered here by the Golden State Warriors. I had the pleasure of knowing him, Marv, a high school man, the same high school I went to, St. Michael's in Brooklyn. I really related to Jack McMahon, a terrific guy.
And the Warriors setting up now with 5 on the shot clock. Here's Pierce. Open shot for Ricky Pierce. Golden State has a 6-point lead. Final seconds of the half. And the outside official, Jack Neese, makes the call against the home team. The foul on Hardaway, a reach-in foul. And that is number 3 on Hardaway. How about Ricky Pierce off that jump shot a moment ago? 11 points in the second quarter. Non-shooting foul. And the Knicks will throw in with 1 6/10 seconds remaining in this first half. Harper for 3. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. Hardaway called for his 4th. Not a smart foul. And Hardaway being kept away by Ricky Pierce. Number 4, and now a technical foul has been called. A technical on Hardaway after he picked up his 4th. I mean, not a smart play by Hardaway to get that close to Harper in a last-second 3-point attempt from beyond area code range, and it puts Harper at the line for 3 shots.
Don Nelson knows it better than anyone, and that was a dumb play by Hardaway. Not to mention his response after the call.
Harper now 2 of 3 from the line. You saw Hardaway get the hand in on Harper, and Derek doing a little chatting.
The 7-11 Derek Harper was fouled in the act of attempting a three-point shot. He will get
Tim Hardaway, very outspoken concerning the Knicks defense. We discussed this earlier, saying that the Knicks defense is overrated. And Tim Hardaway came out strong offensively, has 8 points for the half.
Derek Harper right with him in the scoring department.
These are now the free throws. Harper missed on the technical attempt. They put some time on the clock, 3/10 of a second remaining. That's why they went to the lineup, and that will do it. So Harper hits 3 out of 4 from the line. And at the half, it's the Golden State Warriors 57 and the New York Knicks 54. First half that saw Tim Hardaway pick up 4 personal fouls. Patrick Ewing shot only 1 of 7 from the field. John Starks 0 for 6. Bob Page coming up in a moment at the sports desk.
There are a lot of men's stores in New York.
9-point man of the game for the Warriors. Latrell Sprewell has 17. For the Knicks, Charles Smith with 12. Derek Harper with 11. 3-point lead at the half for Golden State. Now let's go to Bob Page.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. As you can imagine, there was absolute jubilation in Washington today when news of the Tom Gugliotta and draft choices for Chris Webber trade was announced. Bullets management, in fact, could barely contain their enthusiasm at their afternoon news conference.
I think this is a fantastic day in the history of the NBA in Washington, that we now have Juwan Howard and Chris Webber going to be playing together. Saturday night they will be there. I will be. Tickets still available.
We're trying to build this team into a championship caliber team, and Chris Webber was a big part of that. But circumstances have dictated that it not turn out that way. We would have written the book a different way, but now we have to change the last few chapters.
Bad deal for Golden State. Once again, if you missed it from earlier, Juwan Howard did sign with Washington today. He was the final unsigned #1 draft choice in the NBA this year. Without Gugliotta or Webber or Howard, the Bullets not even a match for the Nets tonight. At the Meadowlands, New Jersey improved to 3-5 on the year with a 111-103 victory. Derek Coleman should have hidden underneath his towel after this next play. Opening quarter, the sourpuss from Syracuse goes up strong, and oops. The Nets then decide to stage a reverse slam dunk contest. Next up is Benoit Benjamin. Very impressive. Late second quarter, Chris Morris feeds Coleman, who does manage to fit it down the cylinder. New Jersey up 54-41. Coleman 9 points in the half, 23 on the night. Morris led all scorers with 14 in the half. That was time running out in the third quarter, and Jim Wynham got a triple from Rex Chapman to cut the Nets lead to 1. But then the Nets pulled away in the fourth. Kenny Anderson with 2 of his team-high 24 points to go with 13 assists. Nets back up 97-96. 1 minute to go in the game. New Jersey ices it when Morris finds Benoit Benjamin. The 7-foot somnambulist puts it home for 2 of his 13 points. In Dallas tonight, drug-plagued Roy Tarpley comes off the bench in the first quarter, enters an NBA game for the first time in 4 years since his supposed life suspension. Hit that running one-hander almost immediately. Mavs led Sacramento 21-17. Later in the first, off a miss by Mitch Richmond, Manhattan native Jamal Mashburn rebounds, then hits Tarpley, who goes in to jam home 2 more. He had 16 points, 9 rebounds in 25 minutes. The Mavs won it. I'll be back after this.
Sports Desk is brought to you by Alamo. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory, and with Alamo, all those miles are free.
You'll see them along the black and white, by the edge of the ocean and under it. And these faces all have one thing in common. You'll find them in Florida. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory. And every day...
High Scout turns dandruff problems into great-looking hair.
Just 2 days after announcing he would retire from boxing, former heavyweight champion Michael Moore said today that, yes, he would fight again. We're here most evenings at 11 o'clock with our expanded edition of the MSG Sports Desk. Stay tuned. We're going back to Oakland right after these messages.
Today's term is downtown. When the defense is in my face and I score, I go downtown, way downtown. And when I want to get some music, I go to Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Some musical layups. I Was Mini-Max Shelf System, a 5 CD changer from Magnavox, and you'll hear your Yamaha speakers all the way downtown.
When you need a 3, it's up to me. When you need some music, Nobody Beats the Wiz.
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
Get nationwide delivery on Sealy Posturepedic, Certa-Perfect Sleeper, and Simmons Beauty Rest at low warehouse prices. Dial a mattress, 1-800-MATTRES.
Graf, Sabatini, Novotny, Pierce, Martinez. The Virginia Slims Championship, right here on MSG.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Ford, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Ford. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you can put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway, too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
I'm Pete Carroll, head coach of the New York Jets. When it comes to football, I like to think I know what I'm doing. When it comes to wardrobe, I go to Marsh's. They have everything I need.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, designer Ultra Suede sport coats, originally $395, now $199. Designer Ultra Suedes, just $199 at Marsh's.
Marsh's, everything for everyone for every season. Marsh's, everything for everyone for every season. Marsh's, men's and boys of Huntington Village.
I do deal with other yards, not home centers.
Brooklyn Coliseum, the Golden State Warriors with a 3-point lead on the New York Knicks. Let's check out the leading scorers summary brought to you by Eagle. Test drive an Eagle at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer or call 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE. Charles Smith, the high man in the first half for the Knicks, 17 minutes, 6 of 11. From the field, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Derek Harper bouncing back from the scoreless night last night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Derek with 11 points, Charles Oakley with 7. But Patrick Ewing 1 for 7 from the field, and John Starks 0 for 6. So the Knicks very fortunate to be trailing by only 3 at the half. The Golden State Warriors, led by Latrell Sprewell, in his 23 minutes, 7 of 11. For 17 points. 11 off the bench for Ricky Pierce, all in the second quarter. 9 for Gatling, 8 for Hardaway. Hardaway picking up that ridiculous foul on Derek Harper just before the buzzer, has 4 personal fouls. That could be a factor in the second half.
Big factor, and also it will give Derek Harper or whoever he's matched up against the opportunity to go at him and try and draw the 5th foul on him.
Knicks playing well off the boards, a concern of the coaching staff. The last couple of games, turning it around last night against the Lakers. We check out the Knick highlights by Minolta 700 SI. Minolta, the official camera of the Garden.
Fast moving first half. How about this move by Sprewell? Looked like he was going to go left to John Starks. All of a sudden he went right, straight for the basket. Ricky Pierce with a terrific move. Stop jump shot as the half wound down. Always tough. One of the game's great shooters. At the Knicks end, a quick release by Derek Harper gave the Knicks 3 points. Derek working out of the deep corner on that shot. That was actually a 2-point shot by Derek. And a nice feed to Charles Smith, who had terrific position. Charles Smith providing the big man power under the boards for the Knicks in the first half.
And we'll be back with the second half from Oakland in a moment.
Get an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of this year's incredible production of A Christmas Carol at the Paramount. Saturday night at 7:30 right here on MSG. Protect yourself against skyrocketing fuel costs.
Our members represent 10 million gallons of home heating oil usage a year. That's clout. That's buying power. That's why we're able to save people 24 cents on an average per gallon. That's why they get free comprehensive service. That's why they get 24-hour emergency service. That's turning the oil marketplace into a buyer's market. You know what? Consumers are now winning. That's the benefit of being a member.
Fuel Consumers Group. Call 798-WARM.
Until now, the best-kept secret on Long Island is Britannia, world-class marina facilities tucked safely away in beautiful Northport Harbor. For the price of your slip, you'll receive all the latest state-of-the-art dockside service and maintenance facilities amid an elegant country club setting. Britannia provides the perfect atmosphere for fun and relaxation. If you'd like to inquire about this outstanding value while there are slips still available, please give us a call and arrange for a personal VIP tour.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Ford, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Ford. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you can put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
Topical solution. It could help answer your questions because it's filled with all kinds of facts about Rogaine. And because you need a prescription to get Rogaine, we'll send you a list of local doctors and special money-saving offers to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you.
But I want to know right now.
We'll mail it to you today. So what are you waiting for? Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-800-432-1080.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by the United States Postal Service. We deliver smart solutions for you. And by MetLife. Get Met. It pays.
First of two meetings this season between the Knicks and the Warriors. As we head to the second half, the Knicks trailing Golden State by 3 points. A look at the shooting percentages in the first half. The Knicks at 41% on 20 out of 49, while Golden State at 24 for 43, 56%. Led by Sprewell, who was 7 of 11. Knicks, though, did it at the foul line, 13 of 16. Warriors, 6 of 8. Golden State, not a good free throw shooting team. 1 of 7 from downtown for the Knicks. Golden State loves to shoot the three. They're 3 of 8. And a look at the Toyota matchup.
Point guards, interesting matchup. Hardaway came out, had those 3 field goals in the first 5 minutes of the game. That was it. Derek Harper caught him and passed him in the scoring department.
The major difference for the Knicks off the offensive backboard. They have done a terrific job.
13 rebounds out of their total 25 were the offensive boards that gave them second shots.
Don Nelson staying with Tim Hardaway despite the 4 fouls as we open up in this third quarter. Shot clock at 5. Hardaway for 3. And it's rebounded by Ewing. Hopper and Starks in the backcourt. Ewing, Oakley, Smith up front. John Starks trying to get into it. Gives it back out. Sprewell looking to lead the break. The Knicks able to get back. And a foul on Hopper. That is his second.
The Knicks have to hope that Patrick Ewing and John Starks get on track. Patrick now 1 for 8. Between them, they average 40 points a game. Right now, they have a total of 6 points.
And they're 1 for 14 combined. Sprewell and the tip by Gatling. He has done a superb job.
Number 25, Chris Gatling.
Chris Gatling is 5 of 5 from the field. 11 points, 8 rebounds. Oh, Ewing.
Patrick Ewing.
On the lead pass. Able to put down his second field goal.
Just a great pass from Charles Oakley.
3-point Warrior lead. David Wood in the starting lineup. He is what we call, John, a cosmetic starter. Actually, the veteran Rod Higgins had been the starter at the small forward, but he was taken off the roster, what with the trade made for Cycling call for the loose ball foul, and Rod Higgins, the feeling is, will end up as an assistant coach of the Warriors. He was waived to make room originally for Chris Webber when Webber came to terms, and now with Gugliotta officially on the roster by virtue of that trade, Higgins is off. He's in the starting lineup the other night against Minnesota. Cycling off the steal.
Well, Charles Smith couldn't hold that bullet from Oakley.
Cycling, it counts, and the foul. It's on Starks.
John felt he had all ball on that play. Take a look at it now, and the turnover by the Knicks. John Starks right on that basketball. Oh, cleanly. It looks as though he was all over that ball only.
Ronnie Cycli acquired from Miami in the deal for Billy Owens. He has actually improved his free throw shooting the last couple of years. They doubled up on Smith. Hopper for three. Yes.
That's the inside-outside game that Pat Riley's craving and trying to get his team to do more of. Get it into the big man, let the defense collapse, and then out back to the open jump shooter.
Golden State by 2. Starks trying to fight through the pick set by Hardaway. His call for his third foul.
New York's third team foul.
Don Nelson opening up with Wood, Gatling, and Cycli up front. Hardaway and Sprewell in the backcourt. Gatling backing on Oakley. Two and a half gone by in the third. 3-second violation.
Charles Smith was dying for that basketball. He had David Wood on him, smaller David Wood. He had his hands up, making himself a target, and the Knicks could not get the ball into him, and Charles in the meantime was called for 3-second violation.
Warriors 61 of the Knicks 59. Gatling met by the double team, pitched it out for Sprewell. That was a three-point attempt.
Knicks are fortunate Sprewell's off a bit here in the second half.
Ewing powers his way. It will count. That's a goaltend.
Goaltending for the basket to Patrick Ewing.
Nice feed by Derek Harper. Ewing, I mean, was he close to the basket? He had great inside position.
Hardaway. And back comes Harper for Smith. And that is a traveling violation.
The judgment is poor when you give a man like Smith the ball out so far from the hoop where he has to dribble his way to the basket. You always want to hit the open man, and that's the first order of nature in basketball, but you got to think twice when it's a big guy you're giving the ball to when he has all that motion in front of him.
Ricky Pierce, who had the hot hand in the second quarter, has checked back in. Pierce 4 out of 5, all 11 of his points in the second quarter.
Nelson, a big proponent of isolating his talented players. They've been doing it to Sprewell all night. A lot of help, though, coming in the form of Charles Smith helping out John Starks on Sprewell.
Number 54,
Charles Smith called for the foul.
Ed Milton admitting mistake on the call.
Well, first said it was a shooting foul, then he says no, it was a non-shooting affair, so they will throw in.
He can remove Pat Riley from his throat too, because Pat went right down there.
Ricky Pierce played by Charles Smith. Ronnie Cycli had the baseline closed and stepped out of bounds. Ewing played him well. The Knicks and the Warriors tied at 61. 4 minutes gone by. Third quarter. And again, 3-second violation against the Knicks.
They got Charles Oakley on that one.
State missing its 4 shot attempts thus far in this third quarter. That's their first field goal of the quarter, and they now lead by 2.
How about the 6-foot Hardaway posting up Harper and getting a lead pass from Sprewell? Most unusual play.
Oh, beautiful pass from Ewing, getting it back to Harper. And the game is tied at 63. Derek Harper bouncing back tonight. He has 16 points. Illegal defense. Called on the Knicks.
There's an example of what we were saying the other night.
Illegal defense violation.
Gatling above tip of the circle. Charles Oakley's foot below the foul line. Oakley has to be above the foul line if his man is above tip of the circle, the yellow circle there.
Hardaway got the stab. Oh, what a move by Tim Hardaway. And the Warriors lead by 2. Hardaway has 12 points. Harper trying to get Ewing involved, and he certainly has. Patrick Ewing now turning into the third quarter after the slow start. 10 points for Ewing, and the game tied at 65. Hardaway looking to go behind the back and ends up in a hug with Patrick Ewing. The foul was called up high on Derek Harper. Timeout is called. We'll be back here in Oakland in a moment.
Brought to you by Pro Player, the Warrior Girls.
You may have made a difference in someone's life. We can't tell you their name or anything about them. We can tell you that by using or being a designated driver like 80 million other Americans, you've made a very real contribution. You see, drunk driving fatalities declined by 32% in the last 10 years. We salute America's designated drivers, and we urge everyone to join you. By doing what's right, you're making things better. A message from Budweiser.
Brace yourself for the action movie that's nothing less than brilliant. The Professional is an absolute knockout. Explosive and thrilling. I'm dying to meet him. A riveting, nail-biting film. It makes speed look like a slow ride to Grandma's house. From internationally acclaimed action director Luc Besson. The Professional, rated R, at theaters Friday.
Special Toyota news. Your Toyota dealer's having an inventory reduction sale. To reduce inventory before January, every Toyota must go. Every Camry will be sold or leased with big savings. Get huge incentive savings on 94 Camrys. Lease a 95 Camry with an amazingly low monthly payment. At $239 a month, all that Camry quality becomes very affordable. Or buy with no down payment, no payments until next year. Don't miss the savings. Your Toyota dealer's inventory sale absolutely ends December 5th.
Now on video, MSG Network presents Oh Baby, the Stanley Cup season of the 1993-94 New York Rangers, brought to you by Modell Sporting Goods. Get your copy of the only complete video review of the Rangers Stanley Cup season. To order, call 1-800-910-TEAM.
The rookie from Tennessee State, Carlos Rogers, checks back in, replacing Chris Gatling, who leaves with 11 points, 8 rebounds.
Tim
Hardaway to the foul line. The game tied at 65 with 6:51 left in the third quarter. A new addition to the coaching staff of Don Nelson, man who played for Don Nelson at Milwaukee, Hall of Fame center Bob Lanier, now an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors. Making the transition from his work with the NBA Stay in Schools program. Bob did a nice job at that on NBA radio. And for the most part, working with the big men on the Warrior roster. Ewing. Oakley keeps it alive. On the save. Back come the Warriors. Ricky Pierce. Hit Latrell Sprewell in the head. Hardaway for 3. Hardaway firing away.
Those long three-point shots equal long rebounds, which opens up things for the Knicks.
Hardaway, remember, playing with 4 personal fouls.
he might have gotten hit in the eye.
So the Knicks within one. Charles Smith has 14 points.
Well, the theory of the Knicks pushing the ball up the court pays off. That's what's known as an easy basket. The Knicks didn't have to go through a lot of executing of a play to get that ball. They just pushed it right up.
Golden State 68, New York 67 with 5.5 remaining in the third. Sarkany lost it.
There was definite contact. Cycli is feeling it from Ewing. No fouls being called.
Starks. John Starks 0 for 7, having one of those nights. Sprewell draws the foul. Charles Oakley called for his second personal.
Charles Oakley, second personal.
And Keith Jennings comes on, replacing Tim Hardaway. 13 points for Hardaway. 5 of 11 from the field. 7 assists.
Latrell Sprewell now in his third year. And last season at age 23 was the youngest player selected to the All-NBA first team since Isaiah Thomas in 1984. Also the youngest guard ever to make the NBA All-Defensive team. He was a second-team All-Defensive player last year.
Yes, very select company for Latrell, who also played 3,533 minutes, averaged 43 minutes per game. That's the most in the NBA in some 16 years. And tonight he's played all but 1 minute in the first half. Misfired pass by Starks. 69-67, Golden State. As you see, just under 5 minutes to go in the third. 16th turnover by the Knicks. Golden State has 13. Sprewell. So he's headed back to the line. Foul committed by Anthony Mason, who came in a moment ago for Charles Smith. That's 3 on Mason.
Sprewell again isolated. Mason right on him, but the foul goes in the direction of Sprewell. Reggie Miller had an interesting statement also, which is in the press guide of Golden State. He said, next to Michael Jordan, he's got to be the quickest two-guard with the ball that I've ever played against. He can shoot, run the floor, jump, and he doesn't get tired. That's from a guy who can do much the same himself. Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers.
Latrell Sprewell turning it from the poor shooting the other night against Minnesota. Starks got the step and then was picked up by 3 Warriors to draw the foul. So John Starks will go to the line. Foul committed by Carlos Rogers.
Carlos Rogers with a very active body, up high and fast.
Carlos Rogers, originally drafted number 11 overall by Seattle, and then was traded to Golden State with Ricky Pierce in the trade for Sharunas Marciulionis and Byron Houston. Guy who runs the floor well, very aggressive off the boards. Only 3 points. They'll make that 4 points for John Starks. And the Knicks trail 71-69. Rogers played by Oakley. Illegal defense called for the second time against the Knicks, so a technical foul awarded. Golden State.
The style of Golden State, as we've been seeing all night, is to isolate their one-on-one players like Hardaway, like Sprewell, like Ricky Pierce. And sometimes they'll play two-man basketball with the man outside and the man inside. But they are very good at that. It's a theory that Don Nelson brought with him from Milwaukee. He isolates his talented players and lets them go one-on-one as much as possible, or two-man basketball. And it's a real challenge to the defense to deal with some of these superior guys who are so good playing one-on-one basketball on offense.
Ricky Pierce very upset with himself. One of the better foul shooters in the NBA, missing on the technical. He's a career 88% at the line. Pierce around Mason. Ewing rebounds. Knicks with the ball, trailing by 2 points. Shot clock at 7. Good play by Cycling. Saw it coming. Jennings open.
That's Mr. Jennings.
Mr. Jennings, that is, yes.
He was named Mr. by his dad.
A three-pointer for Mr. Keith Jennings. Warriors by 5, and the Knicks call for time.
The Knicks are back, and so is Mike Francesa, along with Kathleen Murphy and some of the biggest stars in sports and showbiz on Live from the Play-by-Play right here on MSG.
New York Jets fans are tired of beating their heads in. So with new hope and new coach Pete Carroll, the boys of Gang Green are pushing for the playoffs. And when it comes to keeping you up to date with the latest Jets news, nobody does it like MSG and the Nobody Beats the Wiz Jets Journal. Boomers back strong, along with Johnny Johnson, Jeff Lagerman, and rookie sensation Aaron Glenn. Get a full half hour of interviews, features, and each week's action highlights. Nobody Beats the Wiz Jets Journal, right here on MSG.
It's the Knicks, and you know we're amazing. Catch all the action on our #1 station. For Knickerbocker games, there's one place to be. It's the New York Knicks on MSG. MSG, yeah, we got it going on. With Oakley and Ewing playing all season long, and the rest of the crew on the station that kicks. It's MSG and the New York Knicks. Say, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York!
It's the Knicks versus the Hawks, Saturday at 8 after game night on MSG.
Go New York, go New York, go!
Do you know me? You may not recognize me without my hair. I'm Cy Sperling, Hair Club's first client. And since 1968, I've helped thousands of men with thinning hair. If you have thinning hair, this booklet is something you should have. It covers transplants, weaving, fusion, minoxidil, and proper hair care. So call our toll-free number now to get your free booklet. You saw the difference it made for me, and look what it did for our clients. So call our toll-free number now to get your free booklet.
Upcoming Knicks schedule brought to you by Delta Airlines. The Knicks return home Saturday night against the Atlanta Hawks. Knicks game night at 8 o'clock. Monday, the Spurs come to town. Game night at 7 p.m. And then November 26th, Knicks get a little break from Monday to Saturday. Charlotte Hornets will be in Saturday afternoon.
Nick ball as we resume following the timeout with 3.5 to go in this third quarter. 5-point lead for the Warriors. Starks. That time off the back of the rim. John is now 0 for 8. Hardaway draws the foul. Hardaway was going to the crossover. In the process, took the hit. Took Starks. And that is the 4th committed by Starks, and that will bring on Hubert Davis.
Well, I'm looking at the NBA leading scorers right now. I can't help but be distracted by the backcourt men in the Western Conference. And the All-Star voting will be very interesting when that time rolls around. Mitch Richmond, the 6th leading scorer in the NBA, Sacramento. Clyde Drexler off to a terrific start for Portland. Sprewell, Hardaway, Robert Pack doing a great job. John Stockton, #1 in assists in the NBA. There's 6 top guards in the top 20 in scoring. It'll be a tough voting for the All-Star game. Western Conference guards are terrific.
This is certainly one of the best backcourts in the NBA, the combination of Sprewell and Hardaway. Here's Davis for 3. Good box out by the rookie Carlos Rogers. Cycling. And it's called a charging foul. Patrick Ewing giving up the body. He took the hit from Ronnie Cycling.
Well, it was a big announcement by Cycling out pretty far that he was going to go to the hoop dribbling that basketball. So Patrick Ewing picked up on that announcement and got in his way.
3 on Cycling. Ewing picked up a quick 2 and has not been assessed a foul since the early moments. Mason from Hoffer. Rebound Cycling.
That's the shot that Mason has to own.
The Knicks with only 1 field goal the last 4 minutes and change. Cycling played by Mason. And then Ewing. It counts, and the foul. A foul charged to Ewing.
Patrick feeling a lot looser looser, Marv, because of what you just said, although I know he didn't hear you, but he only had 2, so he started getting loose. Went after that in a big way. And did what you shouldn't do. If you're going to commit the foul, make sure the guy doesn't make the basket.
And Golden State pulling away. They have an 8-point lead. It's their biggest of the night. They're able to maintain possession. Here's Pierce for 3. 22nd timeout called by the Knicks. Well, this capacity crowd of better than 15,000 enjoying what they've seen here in the third quarter. Warriors got off to the slow start and then came on and lead 80-69. It's their biggest lead of the night.
The little people are hurting the Knicks. Jennings at 5'7". No, Hardaway out there. Ricky Pierce wide open, just waiting for that basketball. You can't leave Pierce unattended at the defensive end of the court for the Knicks.
12-2 run by the high-scoring Golden State Warriors, averaging 116 points per game, tied for second in that department, right behind the up-and-coming Denver Nuggets. So the Knicks are down by 11. And they have hit one of their droughts. Mason, Anthony Mason with a nice spinning move. So Anthony Mason has 8 points, and the Knicks trail 80-71 as we come up on 2 minutes to go in the third.
2 minutes.
A little face guarding by Hubert Davis. Here's Pierce. And he'll go to the line. And Pat Riley upset with the call.
Looked like a clean block to Pat Riley.
Charles Smith. That's his third personal foul.
John Smith, his third.
Ricky Pierce driving the ball hard to the basket. Charles Smith with what looks like a clean block, but there perhaps was an elbow in there that we didn't see. The officials always have the closer angle.
Oh, Ricky Pierce has missed his last 2 at the line. Here's Greg Anthony. Played well in the first half. Back on the floor, so the Knicks go with Anthony and Davis in the backcourt. Ricky Pierce trying to figure out what is going on at the line here.
Boy, Ricky Pierce is very slim. Lost a lot of weight.
Missed the game the other night because of a stomach virus. And not feeling 100% here tonight, although he's played well. Illegal defense called for the second time on the Warriors, so the Knicks will get a technical foul shot. And Hubert Davis will take the shot.
There's a little hesitation there, Marv. I thought some of the Knicks might choose, you know.
81-72 Golden State. 1:39 remaining in the third quarter. So the Knicks have done a good job at the line tonight. Smith. And here's Hardaway racing down. Here's Pierce. And a foul call against the Knicks. Called on Smith, his 4th.
He's petitioning the official Ed Middleton. What did I do? Pierce driving to the basket, drawing the foul. Smith gets so many fouls called on him with reaching, a little grab. They're not really big man fouls, you know, they're little man fouls. And it appears a lot of them are very tightly called against him. He comes off like a victim on about 3/4 of his fouls. So somebody better do the adjusting. He better do a better job of not letting that happen. Or if he's going to commit the foul, really deny the guy.
Warriors by 11. And now the foul down low, a hold on Carlos Rogers.
Number 34, Carlos Rogers, third personal foul.
Non-shooting foul.
Warriors first in the last 2 minutes.
Riley trying to get John Starks back on the floor. Davis stripped. Mason on the recovery. Lost it. Hardaway has that most unusual shot where you get the idea he does not look at the front rim. Mason. And the loose ball foul, or was it a foul in the act? Called on the Warriors. In the act.
It has been a long time since the Knicks can get anything done below the foul line in the form of their big men prevailing over Golden State's big men. That's hurting the Knicks. They're not able to take advantage of Patrick Ewing, or he's not able to get his all-star type game going against Golden State's people.
Rogers picked up the foul, his fourth. Half minute to go in this third quarter. Game tied after 1 at 29. Warriors led by 3 at the half. And building up the lead here in the third, leading by as many as 11. It is now Warriors 83 and the Knicks 74. Cycling. And the Knicks will hold for a final shot. Knicks very sloppy in this third quarter, committing 8 turnovers. Warriors with only 3. Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing with just under 5 seconds to go. The steal by Mason. Anthony for 3.
Looked like Mason got fouled.
Ed Middleton blowing the whistle. Mason took a poke in the eye and will get the call. Foul committed by Pierce.
Number 22, Ricky Pierce, second personal foul.
Ricky Pierce called for the foul just before the horn.
Anthony Mason working around the basket, putting himself in rebounding position, gets clipped by Pierce.
So the Knicks getting a couple of calls here in the final minutes of the third quarter. And they're chipping away at that lead. It's down to 6. Third quarter has come to a close. No time remaining. Mason hits on both. After 3, Warriors 83, Knicks 78.
Warriors.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, ladies. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good. Who are you calling guys? Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
Now, places you have longed to visit, places you have only dreamed about, are closer than ever. Because of our alliance with British Airways, the U.S. Air Frequent Traveler program lets you earn free trips to over 300 cities in over 70 countries. Who said dreams can't come true?
For home theater sound that will envelop you, for music that'll get you up on your feet, Yamaha and nobody beats the Wiz. Home entertainment totally in a class of its own.
For those of you catching up on the news earlier tonight, the Warriors and the Bolts announced the major deal involving Chris Webber and Tom Gugliotta, who's headed to Golden State. 3 future first-round draft picks also involved. Don Nelson and Chris Webber certainly having their disagreements going back to last year. And last week, in what some in this area viewed as a grandstand move, Don Nelson announced that he was willing to step aside as coach.
If I am the problem and he doesn't want to be here because of me, then I can be eliminated. I can go away and I can step away. And I've offered to do that more than once. I actually, at the end of last season, I thought they should think about that. Beginning of this season once again, and not more than a week ago, probably.
I think it's an interesting trade. First of all, Don Nelson gets back his 3 #1 picks that he gave up in the Hardaway Webber deal last year, so they're healthy again as far as the future. Gugliotta is a very complimentary player to Cycli. He's an inside player, he's an outside player, he's a good passer. Webber is a strong player for sure, but inside around the basket.
The basket counts and the foul.
Number 33, Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing called for his 4th.
Good passing of the basketball by the big people. Gatling hurting the Knicks inside.
Prior to that play, Charles Smith called for an offensive foul, his 5th. So the Knicks in foul trouble. Oh, air ball thrown by Gatling. Had the 0 for 8 the other night against the Timberwolves. And he's 1 for 3 tonight.
Much better tonight, Mark. Much better.
Patrick Ewing will sit down. Charles Oakley is back. Ewing who picked it up offensively in the 3rd quarter. Heads to the bench after collecting his 4th foul.
Knicks 7 points away now.
And a hand-checking call against Rogers.
5th personal
So that is 5 on Rogers.
Warriors' first team foul of the period.
Chris Gatling, John, is now 5 for 22 at the line. Rogers one hands and then bullets it down. Nice outlet for Sprewell. And Riley motioning to his club to get it going on the transition. Warriors able to get back. A minute in. 4th quarter. Knicks down by 7. Check called on Gatling, who's getting the demonstration from the official.
Charles Oakley has drifted back into his non-participation in the Knicks offense. Has only taken 3 shots tonight while making 2.
Smith with a strong move. Charles Smith taking it to the hoop. He has 16 points, 85-80, Golden State. They've led by as many as 11. And this crowd trying to get them rolling offensively. Anthony for Davis for 3. Oakley with his 10th rebound. Greg Anthony guarded by Keith Jennings, able to whip right by him. Loose ball foul against the Warriors.
So frustrating. Terrific drive by Greg Anthony. In and out of the basket.
Direction is on the Knicks. It's going on Oakley.
New York second team.
That is his 3rd second team foul committed on the Knicks.
Number 9, Ronnie Cycli.
Ronnie Cycli returns. Cycli up front now with Gatling and Sprewell. Sprewell's at a forward position, and he's posting up on Mason. Nice pass to Sprewell with the pass to the cutting Gatling.
So pretty.
And the Knicks trail by 7.
What was great about that play from Golden State was Sprewell's timing. He got the position. He didn't get into a wrestling match with Mason. Just got the position right.
Good recovery by Hardaway to get the ball down court. number 6 on Charles Smith.
A moment ago, Sprewell got the position, instinctively knew that he had 2 people on him and somebody would be free, and Gatling, to his credit, cut to the basket perfectly.
Well, Charles Smith has fouled out, 16 points, 6 rebounds. And the foul again against the Knicks. It's on Anthony.
Number 15, Greg Anthony, first personal foul. New York's 4th team foul in the period.
Ewing breaks it up. So it's Oakley up front now with Ewing and Mason.
Pat Riley wants that ball to go down low to you-know-who, Patrick Ewing.
Greg Anthony brings the Knicks with him 5.
Number 15, Greg Anthony.
Now I'm looking at the stat line, and Charles Smith, who just fouled out. He committed 9 turnovers. That's an incredible number. Several of them were on offensive fouls, because that is a turnover. That's unbelievable. 9 turnovers.
Hubert Davis.
Foul on Davis.
Team has 19 turnovers.
Penalty situation. Number 2, Keith.
Knicks are over the foul limit.
2 shots.
And Keith Jennings to the line. Last year, Keith Jennings led the Warriors in 3-point shooting. Last season made it back from a torn knee ligament. As a senior at East Tennessee State, won the Francis Pomeroy Award as the best college player under 6 feet.
Tim Hardaway won that 2 years earlier. What I don't understand, Marvin, is they list Hardaway as 6 feet tall.
Well, he grew when
something's wrong.
When he came to the NBA.
Maybe.
Jennings wasn't drafted. Golden State signed him as a free agent. Here's Davis for 3. Yes. Well, last night Hubert Davis hit 5 of 9 from downtown. Hits the 3. And it brings the Knicks within 3. Sprewell tried to set it up on the crossover, and it's a traveling violation. So the Knicks showing some signs here with 8:25 remaining in the 4th. Close game most of the way. Warriors able to extend to an 11-point lead in the 3rd quarter. Good play by Gatling, jumping out, coming up with a steal. Hardaway on the run. Jennings eluding Mason for 3. 9 points for the 5'7" Keith Jennings. 91-85 Golden State. Mason. Offensive foul call.
Mason seeks contact. He disposed of his defensive man.
John Starks and Derek Hoffer replacing Greg Anthony and Hubert Davis. Anthony with 8, Davis with 10.
Knicks going with 4 of their 5 starters.
Sprewell for 3.
You give a good shooter a look at the basket. For the length of time Sprewell had it, it's dangerous.
So, Barb, what kind of car are you driving now?
I just leased an Acura Legend.
Ouch. You don't want to test drive the Eagle Vision, then.
Why not? Come on.
No.
Come on, I just want to test drive. Yeah, give it a go.
Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you now.
Okay, we'll be back.
Barbara's back in the Eagle Vision. How was it?
Oh, it reminds me of my Acura. It's great. Why didn't you want me to test drive it?
Probably the least price. I would guess she paid more.
Lease Vision for $239 a month at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
picture yourself 20 years from now? Will you be comfortable? Happy? Chase can help. We make available a wide range of investment alternatives, including the Vista family of mutual funds. Call today, so when it's time to stop and smell the roses, you can enjoy the whole garden. Stop by or call 1-800-CHASE. Chase Manhattan.
Hello, Linus. I see your blanket's out for washing. I feel so insecure. Security is why over 40 million people trust MetLife to ensure their lives and health and help plan their retirement. Does MetLife give out blankets? No, but the world-famous MetLife representative is the very symbol of security in an uncertain world. You're right. I feel better already. Get Met. It pays.
Join the Knicks on the road in Phoenix as they take on Charles Barkley and the Suns December 15th through December 18th. The road trip package includes round-trip airfare, 2 nights hotel accommodations, including 1 night at Las Vegas's MGM Grand, game tickets, and more. For information on this and other upcoming Knicks road trips, call 212-268-8844.
Well, the Warriors 7 of 17 from downtown. 2 for Sprewell, 2 for Pierce. Jennings has gotten into the act. Ewing, yes. Warriors lead 94-87. 7 minutes remaining in the 4th.
What a difficult shot. Cycli was all over Ewing.
The illegal defense called again against the Knicks for the 3rd time. And Hardaway will shoot the tee. Hardaway only 3 of 6 at the line.
That's Mr. Tim. Tim Hardaway. Jennings keeps making the impression he's making. Might be a couple of more misters around. People trying to emulate his style. He's doing a terrific job.
Let's try to trap Hardaway. Hardaway for 3. Good job by Gatling and Cycli. And then Mason wrestles it free.
What hands he had.
And lost it. But the Warriors could not control. Jennings trying to race it down. It will be Nick Ball.
Mason retrieving that loose ball. Then it gets slapped away. Always nice to have a teammate around at those moments.
Harper with a beautiful pass. Mason couldn't hit. Oakley with the rebound. Trying to get it to Ewing.
Oh, he overpasses close to the basket.
Sprewell got caught in the air, but it was deflected out, says Ed Middleton, by the Knicks. And the Warriors maintain possession. They'll have 17 on the shot clock. Warriors staying with the 3 guards, although Sprewell is matched with Mason. Clock at 6 as the foul is called on Starks. It's called for the hold, and that is his 5th. It's been a very long night for John Starks. 0 for 8 from the field. 4 points all at the line.
Well, it just shows you what has taken away from his game, and that is number 15, Sprewell.
Warriors 96, the Knicks 87. 6 minutes remaining in the 4th.
Knicks shooting 43% for the game now versus 53. Golden State as Derek Harper succeeds.
Beautiful move by Harper to get it up high off glass with Cycli looking for the block. 97-89. Golden State. Golden State Warriors come in with a record of 5-1. The only loss to the Timberwolves the other night. And again the foul against the Knicks. It is on Harper. Warriors opened the season at 5-0. The first time they started at 5-0 since 1960. Technical foul called on the Knicks. Jim Kinsey pointing at Anthony Mason.
A technical foul has been called. Number 14, Anthony Mason.
Warriors opened up 5-0 back in 1960 when Wilt Chamberlain and the old Philadelphia Warriors jumped out to that all-time franchise best 9-0 start.
Technical foul converted by number 10, Tim Hardaway.
Warriors now lead 98-89.
These are not the moments to argue with the officials and draw technicals when you're scrambling to get back into this thing.
Derek Harper has been able to control himself. He had a technical foul in each of his first 3 games, but has not had one called. The last 3, he said he decided to control things because last year the fines were $50 for a technical, another $100 for an ejection. Now it's $500 apiece, so he's changed his philosophy. Starks for 3. 0 for 9 for John Starks. Harper for 3. Rebound Ewing. Yes. 100-91 Golden State.
5 minutes left.
Sprewell, played by Mason. Hardaway going down low against Harper. Jennings sets up Cycli, and he's fouled. Oakley, looking to slap the ball away, made the contact, and he's called for his 4th.
Very difficult to guard the fast movement of the Golden State offense with his personnel. Cycli fits in well as he gets mugged on that play. He can move. His feet move quickly for a big man.
Cycli is 0 for 2 at the line. He's improved over the years at the free throw line. 72% last season. 3rd straight year better than 70. But not the case tonight. 10-point lead for the Warriors. Knicks trying to shoot their way back into it from 3-point range. It's against the Knicks. It's on Starks.
Offensive foul.
And he's fouled out. John Starks departing with only 4 points.
We'll see him lean into the defender now, crash into him. It's Keith Jennings drawing the foul.
And John Starks will look at the box score and will not be happy when he sees 0 for 9. Three-second violation. Hardaway could not get out of the lane. .419 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Shows you the strength of Hardaway, how often he will post up his man. Hardaway at 6 feet. He's a very physical 6-foot player.
Oakley. Well, Charles Oakley was a rare shot, only his 4th of the night. Hit 3 of 4, 9 points. 101-93. Golden State by 8.
Charles is the leading rebounder in the game, however, with 13.
Cycli feeling for Ewing.
Oh, what a tough call on Ewing, who was almost passive on defense. And it looks like he got the call against him.
It is a hand check. Ewing making his point and then warned by Jim Kinsey. He's pleading that Cycli was backing him and pushing him.
Big men are trying to be so careful with the new rules. You can put two hands if the big man is backing in on you. You can put two hands on him as long as one of the arms is not outstretched straight. The official obviously saw an infraction.
Warriors 102 and the Knicks 93. Time running out on the Knicks. Harper. And he is fouled. So Derek Harper will go to the line and shoot two. Jennings called for the foul.
Marv, an interesting defensive note with the Knicks as Patrick Ewing is getting a little instruction from Jim Kinsey. Undoubtedly on that last call against him. But last year, the Knicks gave up 100 points or more 20 times out of the 82 games. This year, they've already allowed it 5 of their 7 games.
That's because of the up-tempo early against the Celtics, Magic, and Lakers, and then the bad performances against San Antonio and Utah. Here's Ricky Pierce back on the floor. Some confusion on the lineup by the Warriors on the lineup at the foul line. Loss here tonight, and the Knicks go 1-3 on the Western swing. 102-94 Warriors.
Knicks team defense has to be at its best now. They need stoppages just about every time for Golden State.
Sprewell one-on-one with Mason. Sprewell with 25.
I don't know what team in the NBA has better one-on-one players than Golden State, and they just keep shoving it down the opposition's throat.
And a traveling violation called on Ewing. A poor finish by the Knicks. They had a cold spell in the third, did come back at the start of the fourth, but it's gotten away here in the final minutes of the game.
Except 24 turnovers committed tonight.
We're just under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 5. And the foul on Oakley.
Number 34, Charles Oakley.
Look at the size of that lineup out there for Golden State, Marv. Sprewell, after cycling, is the tallest player for Golden State. I mean, that is some small lineup, but boy, can they move. Sprewell at 6'5".
Warriors taking a timeout. 2:43 remaining in the fourth.
Okay, the shot's set, everyone's smiling, and then no flash. Next time, use Energizer batteries that nobody beats the whiz. They just keep on going.
Protect yourself against skyrocketing fuel costs.
Our members represent 10 million gallons of home heating oil usage a year. That's clout. That's buying power. That's why we're able to save people 24 cents on an average per gallon. That's why they get free comprehensive service. That's why they get 24-hour emergency service. That's turning the oil marketplace into a buyer's market. You know what? Consumers are now winning. That's the benefit of being a member.
Fuel Consumers Group. Call 798-WARM.
Cablevision refunded over $1 million to MSG and Sports Channel customers. If the hockey strike results in rebates, we'll pass those along to you also. Now, if you signed up for MSG or Sports Channel on or after March 15th of this year and then canceled, you may get your installation feedback. Cancel MSG and Sports Channel, add them back before the end of the year, no charge.
Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Rolls-Royce, all found
At Raleigh Motors on Northern Boulevard in Roslyn. From the moment you enter Raleigh, you'll know we're different. From our magnificent showroom to our state-of-the-art service facility. Raleigh Motors, the metropolitan area's premier luxury car dealership, where it costs no more to go first class. Raleigh Motors, authorized Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Rolls-Royce dealer.
p.m. and 11:15 p.m. Join hosts Al Trowig and Dave Jennings as they bring you player interviews, game footage, and an in-depth look at upcoming opponents on Jets Journal, right here on the MSG Network.
Warriors back to the line, spending much time at the foul line in the second half. And I would think Pat Riley will not be happy with the foul calls once again tonight. Charles Smith, John Starks fouling out, 5 apiece on Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing. Carlos Rogers with 5. In the second half, the Knicks were called for 23 personals. Golden State with 9.
Marv, the thing that's confusing always is inconsistency, and it would seem tonight, if you look at this game closely as we have, that there's a lot of physical play underneath as Ewing makes a beautiful move. A lot of physical play that did not go called by the officials, and yet there were some very light touches also that were called that really stymied many of the players, particularly the Knicks.
10-point lead for Golden State. And Anthony holding Pierce as Pierce cut to the hoop. Well, the Washington Bullets lost to the New Jersey Nets earlier tonight. The Bullets are now 4-3, and they will be welcoming new members: Chris Webber, Juwan Howard. Charlotte knocked off the LA Clippers 99-83. Clippers are 0-7. What is going on with Ricky Pierce at the line? Houston is now 8-0 as they wallop the Bulls 106-83. Olajuwon had 29, and Dallas made it a record of 4-2, beating Sacramento 96-94. Jamal Mashburn at 23 points.
Looks like the Clippers are the new Dallas. Derek Harper penetrating. A little one-on-one opening for him.
107-98. Warriors with just under 2 remaining in the fourth. Knicks go to pressure. They double up on Hardaway. Hardaway. Ewing got a piece of it. It's an important sequence for the Knicks. Mason had the shot off the good pass from Anthony, but it was broken up. Beautiful play by the combination of Pierce and Jennings.
Looked like Mason had it, but he was attacked. 25th turnover of the game for the Knicks.
And the Warriors in no hurry to shoot. Oh, beautiful move by Jennings, and Anthony breaks up that lead pass intended for Hardaway. You mentioned the excellent one-on-one players the Warriors have. They also have some of the finest dribblers in the league. Pierce cycling, but he pops it out. Jennings. 1:05 to go, fourth quarter. The Knicks are down 107-98. Davis to the left hand.
An impressive drive for you, but he was well played.
12 points for Davis, 7-point lead for the Warriors. Hardaway able to split through. 45 seconds to go. And again, the Warriors taking time off the clock. Hardaway for 3. Cycling on the follow.
3 Knicks there.
109-100. Anthony for 3. Cycling rebound. So Cycling with 12 points and 12 rebounds, and they're on their feet here at the Oakland Coliseum, applauding the efforts of the Golden State Warriors, who will go to a record of 6-1. Hardaway running it out. The Warriors Warriors defeat the Knicks 109-100. And this Nick Weston swing ends up at 1-up. Walks onto the court for the introduction of the starting lineups and receives a rousing standing ovation. Not a happy day for that man. Pat Riley, again, displeased about
A 27-inch Magnavox with the exclusive locator remote, or a 20-inch Sony Trinitron with on-screen control.
When you want to pick a set, nobody beats the Wiz.
For more money, you need...
Live 95 EA Sports.
Golden State Warriors on top of the Pacific Division, a record of 6-1. The Knicks dropped to...
Thank you, Marv. You're too young to have that ice on your knees. I thought only the big guys did that.
Well, you know, after career-threatening injury like that last year, I got to keep my knees iced now and keep them fresh for every game.
Last year must have been a very long year for Tim Hardaway.
It was very long, very, very long. I was frustrated. The only thing I do is work out during the day, at night, come home, be with my kids, you know, that was fine, and my wife, that was fine. But I wanted to be out there playing with Chris Webber, Latrell, Chris Marlin, Billy, all the fellas last year, but it didn't happen, so I'm back this year having a lot of fun.
It looks like winning, of course, is always a lot of fun. It looks like your team is in quite a groove now. What do you think of the move now that was announced today with Chris Webber leaving, a man you didn't really get the opportunity to play with? What's your read on that, Tim?
Well, you know, Don Nelson makes moves for the good of the team, and I think he hasn't made a move yet a bad move yet. You know, I feel that he studied it all summer or all training camp, and he came up with this solution, and we got googly out of Chris Webber, and we just got to roll from there.
What was your opinion of the Knick look that was presented to you tonight? What did the Golden State Warriors do to try and win this game? You know, before the game even started.
First of all, we talked about was running up and down the court. You know, we know they don't like to run up and down the court. And the second thing is, if we rebound with them, keep them off the offensive boards, and rebound and go with it, we can win this ball game. That's the main thing. You know, they rebound the ball on the offensive glass tremendously. And of course, you know, we got to make shots on the defensive end. They play good defense too, and we moved the ball around, got it around, and got some mismatches, and we went to that and we made shots.
Tim, the San Francisco Chronicle today had an interesting story with your name in the headlines. You decided to talk about the Knick defense, which you didn't see, by the way, last year, and criticize it very candidly. And we had a little discussion with Derek Harper about it, and we wanted to talk about it before the game a little bit. And that's, of course, the statement. I had a chance to go over it with Derek before the game. We were trying to warm him up. And what'd you think about that statement that you made?
The people down here, they kind of got me into it. And, you know, because I get tired of people coming up to me asking me about, you know, what about this team? What about that team? What about this team? What about that team? Just leave me alone. Let's just go out there and play. And, you know, they always want to write a story, so I just gave them a story right. I'm sorry back there in New York. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know, say all that. Don't get mad at me. I'm sorry. But I got tricked into that, and it won't happen again.
I promise you'll never say those words again, right?
I'll never say those words again. You know, they got to play tremendous D to get to the finals last year, and that's what they done. And hopefully we can meet up against them in the finals.
It's very graceful of you. Now, Derek Harper, of course, had a taste of you early in the game. Looked like you were going to go for about 60 tonight, the way the game started. Did he show you some defense that you may respect in future matchups?
Oh, Derek Harper's got real good defense. I respected his defense when he was down there at Dallas. But, you know, I got some offense, and I like to, whoever defenses me and think they could defense me, I like to go at them and show them that, you know, I can't be stopped. Maybe you can contain me sometimes, but down at crunch time, I can't be stopped when I got the ball. And that's the way I feel. And You know, that's it.
You keep backing it up, you have every right to feel that way. Tim Hardaway, we appreciate you coming out with the ice, and it's great to see you, and congratulations on a terrific game.
Oh, no problem. Thanks a lot. I'm glad to be here for you.
Let's now get back to Marv Albert.
Thank you, John. Those tricky Bay Area sports writers, huh? They did it to Tim. Well, all our guests received the American Express gift check. Think of it as a universal certificate that can be used to buy anything, just about anywhere. And all our guests received gifts by Carl Caney, inspired by the streets of Brooklyn. Carl Caney footwear available at Dr. J's. Tim Hardaway will also receive dinner for two at Martini's Restaurant, located at 53rd and 7th Avenue. Another fine Reese restaurant. The Warriors defeating the Knicks here at the Oakland Coliseum, 109-100. Back with more from Oakland after this. Knicks with a record of 4 up and 3. 2 fouls early, did not get into it until well into the second half, and John Starks had one of those nights reminiscent of the shooting in game number 7 against the Houston Rockets, and 0 for 9 for John Starks, who fouled out.
It's amazing that the game was that close with the Knicks close to winning the game in a sense without the big guys doing it, particularly as you mentioned John Starks, Marv. But I think the difference was the turnovers. 27 points went to Golden State off 25 Knicks turnovers. That's just too much against a team that's so prolific, such a great scoring team as Golden State. So the imperfections were considerable for the Knicks in that department.
And again, the Knicks unhappy, as if you were with us in the third. State Warriors over the New York Knicks. We'll be back in Oakland.
MPS1 with CD-ROM. And the IBM ThinkPad notebook is no long shot. It's a slam dunk.
When you want the good stuff, nobody beats the Wiz.
Hawks. Knicks game night at 8. It's a later starting game. 8:30 game time. That'll be Saturday night back at Madison Square Garden. And Madison Square Garden announcers clothing is provided by Perry Ellis Menswear. Full scale Knicks postgame report coming up momentarily, which will include the Pat Riley news conference. So stay with us here on MSG. We'll be right back.
John?
We welcome you back to the Oakland Coliseum for the Knicks postgame report. Marv Albert along with John Andres. The Warriors defeating the Knicks 109-100. Golden State led by Latrell Sprewell, 27 points. Tim Hardaway had 20. The high point man for the Knicks, Derek Harper, with 21. Moments ago, Pat Riley conducted his postgame news conference. Let's pick it up.
Decided to guard somebody who's probably going to win the game. And, I mean, it was a game until they got a 10-12-1 run or something, high score, and just could not get back, after that. And we had a good shot at it, but we got down 10 points, and the way they play and the way they isolate and they keep getting the free throw line, it makes it virtually impossible.
Well, it's just about the worst opponent you guys can play tonight. I mean, they're a frantic pace. They ISO every time. And
the pace was frantic. The pace was our pace. And really, the tempo I thought was good. They run out a little bit on misses and stuff, but after makes, they just walk it up and isolate and isolate and isolate and isolate. And it just makes it sometimes very difficult because they have a group of playmakers, and I'm not just talking about one-on-one guys that can score. I mean, they got playmakers that is. You come and help, they're dishing, they're kicking, they're back out for a three. It's a very, very solid team.
Quickest team in the league, man, for us?
And they got some quick players, you know. Hardaway, Jennings, you know. I think the thing that makes them stand out is that they're great shooters. You know, they can all shoot the ball. At least the perimeter guys can shoot it. And I think they got a nice player now.
Well, Pat Riley expected to have the problems with the way Golden State plays, isolating the one-on-one situations, and that certainly was what occurred here tonight, led by the likes of Latrell Sprewell, who was very difficult to handle. We'll be right back.
Ah, the big city in your snazzy new Mercedes-Benz. What a surprise. Mr. Cabby forgot to signal. Good thing you...
Back in Oakland, the Golden State Warriors defeating the New York Knicks 109-100, but the big story here earlier, the trade announced involving the unhappy Chris Webber, who was sent to the Washington Bullets in exchange for third-year man Tom Gugliotta, plus 3 future first-round draft picks. You know the history of Webber and Golden State coach Don Nelson. They certainly had a number of run-ins last year, leading to Webber's unhappiness, the late signing, and then the trade today. At 5 o'clock here in the Bay Area, Don Nelson faced the media answering questions about the situation.
Coach, I hate to beat a dead horse on this, but given the fact that you said Chris is a wonderful young man and comes from a wonderful family, and given his value to the franchise, and given that he's only 21 years old, I still don't understand why you didn't make contact with him within the last few weeks, say, and try to work this thing out so he could stay. I still don't understand why you didn't get in touch with him.
You have to talk to the negotiating team. I was advised that until that was appropriate, I was to stay out of the negotiations.
But as the general manager of this team, in addition to the coach, isn't it conceivable that if you had gotten in touch with him, you might have been able to convince him that things might have been better down the line and in the future, and he could have stayed on this team? Wasn't it worth a call?
But can I interrupt for 1 second? It didn't matter how well an impression Don was going to make as far as getting along. They were not going to get off a 2-year out. That was a bottom line deal. They didn't even want to talk about money. It was always 2-year out.
You said the reason for that was because of the coach.
Supposedly, yes. It was always, they always wanted a 2-year out, period.
Okay, again, if it was because of the coach, why doesn't the coach get a hold of him and try to work it out so that he would back off on that demand?
The coach was going to have to leave. That was it. That was the bottom line. They did not volunteer that. There was always a 2-year out. That was the issue. It was always the issue with it. It really was not money. It was always the issue of unhappiness, and I have to have a 2-year out. Yes. Whether that was really 100% of the problem, I'll never know.
Too late for him to change things with Chris, that Chris had already made up his mind about Don?
Oh, it was always, I mean, it was, they were in concrete. They were in concrete on this issue.
To answer your question, Steve, I've always felt, I continue to feel today that I would have been the best coach for Chris Webber. I feel that if he would have signed a long-term contract here, that we would have gotten along fine eventually, that he would have appreciated my strengths and maybe overlooked some of my weaknesses, just like I was trying to do for him. I had great plans for this young man. I felt that with the skill level that he had and the mental capacities and the understanding of the game, that he could have been another Magic Johnson, or he could have run my team from the power forward position like Billy Owens did, only better. The skills that he had, the sky was going to be the limit as far as I was concerned. I did a little bit of it last year. I liked what I saw. I figured another year or two of maturity, could be doing those kinds of wonderful things. And I'm very disappointed that I don't have the opportunity to coach him. And I feel if we just would have hung in here, that we would have gotten along just fine eventually. But we couldn't get past the 2-year out, and we couldn't take the chance as a franchise that if he would leave us at that time, our franchise could be in serious jeopardy.
So it is now Chris Webber of the Washington Bullets, Tom Gugliotta of the Golden State Warriors. Both Chris Cohan, the owner of the new owner of the Warriors, and Coach Don Nelson referring to the 2-year out, John. That is what Chris Webber was seeking. Players looking for this a new expression that has come onto the scene, which means that in 2 years he wanted to be able to leave without any compensation. He would be a unrestricted free agent, in effect.
It's pretty unacceptable for franchises who are committing millions and millions of dollars to young players, and then they go about marketing their team and their business around those players, and then the players have the option, if it's allowed or agreed upon, to leave. And all of a sudden that build up the image, the whole season ticket sales, the projection of the team into the community goes away with that star. So it's a very difficult thing for franchises to accept and see any future in from their perspective.
And it's expected that Tom Gugliotta will report to the Warriors tomorrow. Tom, a Long Island product from Huntington, New York. And it is also expected that he will be available to play against the Utah Jazz here in Oakland on Saturday night. We'll be right back.
Get an exclusive.
The dunk of the game is brought to you by Ice Draft. Taste the future of draft beer. New ice brewed ice draft from Budweiser.
Time for the ice draft dunk of the game. New York Knicks pushing the ball down court. Greg Anthony working the baseline. He finds Patrick Ewing, and Patrick, let's go with the ice draft dunk of the game. Not as strong as usual for Patrick, but he got it done.
And a look at the final statistics. The Knicks at 45% shooting, 38 of 84. And the Warriors 38 of 74. They were very consistent and finished at 51%. Both teams popping away from three-point range. Turnovers 25 for the Knicks, 9 for Charles Smith, 18 committed by Golden State. And you see the Warriors taking advantage, 27 points off the turnovers. Golden State 109 and the Knicks 100.
You know, let's take a look now at our Coke Classic play of the game. In the fourth quarter, Knicks on the move inside. Greg Anthony giving that ball up. Ball goes inside. A turnover in favor of the Golden State Warriors. That ball gets pushed up court now. Tim Hardaway handling the ball over to Mr. Jennings. A little fake. Gets rid of Anthony Mason. Keith Jennings makes it 91-85. A key hoop for the Golden State Warriors by Keith Jennings.
And John, in the throes of the post-game show that refuses to end, let me point out that the Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks will meet on Saturday night at Madison Square Garden. Knicks game night at 8 o'clock to get it underway. The Knicks and the Hawks as the Knicks return home following this 4-game Western swing. Coming up next, Prime Cuts joined in progress. Marv Albert with John Andres bidding you goodbye from the Oakland Coliseum.